All right, when you are ready.
When I was researching my stimulus materials, I came to a conclusion that the theme of this packet was communication. I was researching animal communication and found this quote: "Do animals understand what we say?" My answer is that they do and they don't. It all comes up what you mean by understanding. The author who written this quote, Roger Abrantes, is a PhD in ethology, evolutionary biology, and a bachelor's in philosophy. After researching more about Abrantes' work in animal communication and languages, I came up with this question: can domesticated animals understand human languages? Human and animal communication may be observed in everyday life. The interactions between pets and their owners, for example, a dog being scolded is able to grasp the message by interpreted clues such as the owner's stance, tone, and a voice, and body languages. Every dog owner trains their dog to do a trick or two. They tell their dog to roll over, lay down, or play dead. And once the dog does that trick, they get a reward. The dog learns the words and understands that every time it hears a word, it will do the command and assumes it will get a reward in return. Chaser the dog. Chaser's owner had taught it how to identify and retrieve dog toys by understanding that each toy has a name. And when Chaser's owner would say a toy's name, Chaser would choose the right toy. Chaser learned 1,022 toy names and could recognize common nouns such as ball or cat, and could recognize adverbs and verbs. This means that Chaser is able to match a name and pair it with the correct object, as well as remember all of these names and know exactly which toy is named. A trainer's perspective. Animal trainers apply to principles of operation and conditioning. If an animal performs a behavior that the trainer wants to see performed again, the trainer will administer a favorable reward. During training, the animal understands tone and pitch. Using the method repeatedly teaches the animal the appropriate responses. Therefore, the animal learns the tone and words that are said by its owner and follow the given command. Alex the parrot. Alex's owner taught Alex how to identify an object. Alex was able to do this by having its owner show a random object to him and would ask a question, such as, "What color is the block?" Alex would respond by saying the correct color of the block. Alex has learned over 100 words and could distinguish the 7 colors. This means that Alex can understand a given question and answer it correctly, as well as understand the words of colors and shapes. Ethologist perspective. An ethologist is a person who studies animal communication and relationships between humans and animals. Ethologist discovers when using brain imaging that dogs process words using the left side of their brains, just as humans do. Most ethologists agree that animals do have the ability to understand human languages, as a study was shown when a dog would hear the words "sit" many times. The dog associates it with a particular behavior and will end up sitting more often when hearing the given command. Coco the gorilla. Coco's trainer taught Coco the ability to understand and use sign language. As a form of communication, after years of practice, Coco has mastered over 1,000 words and was able to combine the words into complex sentences by only using sign language. An example of this would be when Coco's trainer would ask Coco, where do animals go when they die? Coco would reply, "A comfortable hole," in sign language. And as you see here the pictures, we just have like different ways how she has communicated. Like for example, this means gorilla and this means baby. A study was made in Fares Gebber's article, The Secret Life of Plants, where plants would send chemicals to other plants. This study is related to how certain animals understand human languages, such as Coco understanding how to communicate with humans by using sign language to communicate with them. The stanza much environmental regulations in complex societies has been command and control. And Thomas Diaz article, the struggle to govern the commons, is related to how animals would understand human languages. A trainer would say a command when the animal is follows the command. The animal gets a treat in return. The treat is used to make the animal want to follow a command again. Our solutions. In the future, more scientific research and training can help us better understand if domesticated animals can understand human languages. Our limitations. It takes years to train an animal to be able to learn or understand human words and speeches. Scientific research is definitely not cheap, and some animals aren't able to understand such a complex language. And this is why we use animals such as dogs and cats, as their brains are more complex than other animals. Our conclusion. There are scientific evidence to support a correlation between the animal language and animal understandings. Therefore, further investigation should be undertaken. This could lead to the future cooperation between both humans and domesticated animals. Thank you.
Okay. So how valid and reliable are the sources that you used, and how do you know? And then which sources didn't work?
So at first, I used SQL Host, which is pretty good because it provided me a lot of information for my research. And then so also I used Ambrantis. He's a ethologist, and so he uses, well, he studied this stuff actually, and so he would basically he studied like how animals behave, how they understand it, like human language basically. And then I have, so the information I didn't really work is when, for example, there was other evidence that I found that didn't really make sense. Like for example, I looked up information that I needed when I used question.
What was an example of something that didn't work?
It was a website that I went on, and then I realized that, well, with Wikipedia, you can't use Wikipedia because it sucks.
Let's see. If you had more time, what additional research would you conduct that's related to your issue?
Well, I would probably add a graph because I remember I did use it. I did see a graph on when I was doing my research about Coco, and it basically showed how she basically the amount of words she learned over time, like through her years, and then I think it said around when she was 9 years old, is that she had learned enough words that a 1-year-old would have learned.
Okay.
Pretty cool, actually.
All right. Thank you.